Hey, you all. I had a 7:30 dental appointment this morning. Teeth are nice and bright and shiny and clean. And after having one of these mother-daughter talks with my youngest child about some things that she needed to address, and I took her. She went to the dentist office with me. I felt like, okay, well, after we got out of the dentist office, she had a school note, so I figured, let's just go grab a quick breakfast. Now, you got to understand that I live in the suburbs, okay? So there's not a whole lot of, like, mom and pop breakfast choices here. So, we all know that people want us to avoid Waffle House, and their food is subpar, to say the least. But it's quick and cheap. And I was looking for, get something nice to eat quickly. And so I think I've only been to Bob Evans, like, you can count on my hands 5 times on my life, because I don't know, there's something about the feeling I get when I'm there, like kind of antebellum South. But, I'd never had a problem before. So I took my daughter to breakfast. So we sat down and we ordered our food, and there was a sister there, and she was training another sister. So we ordered what we wanted, and I said, I'd like some American eggs on my cheese. And she was really nice with Trinity to upgrade her pancakes because she doesn't eat meat. So we're all good, right? Until they bring me my plate. On my plate, and it looked lukewarm, were 2 eggs and 2 pieces of American cheese slapped on the cheese. And I looked at that sister and I said, why would you bring me this? And she was just like, well, that's how they make it. I'm like, okay, but understand, Waffle House will do you better like that at least they will mix the cheese and the egg. What is this? And she was just like, now mind you, I'd also asked for an unsweetened iced tea. I'd asked for a steak. It was a steak meal. So when they brought me my food, not only was the cheese just slapped on the egg like they could give a fuck about how I felt, the food was lukewarm. I didn't get a steak knife. I didn't get anything to drink. So when I complained about the eggs, I was just like, this is not right. I was like, at the very least, if that's how they make it, you should let customers know. Because would you eat this? I wouldn't even feed myself this at home. And I'm coming to a restaurant and I'm paying my money, so I would expect that you could at least mix the eggs with the cheese, okay? When you want cheese in your eggs, you don't want 2 half-done ass pieces of cheese slapped on the top as an afterthought. And I know how to talk to people, so I know I explained it to her that way, but I didn't, curse at people, scream at people, any of that. And I was like, may I have my hot sauce? So they finally brought me my hot sauce. And then I looked down and I started eating. And I was like, may I have my steak sauce? She already had that in her hand. She gave it to me. So I started eating. And I realized I don't have a steak knife. And I realized that I don't have anything to drink. But even though I told her, she's like, well, do you want me to have them remake it? I'm not a fan of sending food back because you know how petty people are in kitchens. And I was like, no, I don't. I just want to eat my food. They make the eggs again anyway and bring them to me and tell me, do you want these? And I'm like, no, I very specifically told you I didn't want them to remake my food. I just wanted to express that this is really trifling. And it's trifling. And it's not acceptable. And I just want the rest of the stuff for my meal in order to eat my meal. And that's all. That's all I want. So they take the eggs back. But there's another white woman who comes over when I'm telling the sister about the eggs, and the white lady, she's an older white lady at the restaurant, was like, I know, I don't understand why they make those that way. And it seems to be that it wasn't a thing, like this is something that they just started doing. And I don't know, my mom like, this ain't right. This is not acceptable. This is not good. And my food is cold. And she was like, well, what would you like me to do? And I was like, well, I don't want to pay for this. And at that point, when I'm explaining, she's asking me how she can help me as a customer. All of a sudden, who I guess is the manager of the store, he doesn't have a name tag, an older white man, like retirement age white man, comes to my table puts his finger in my face, leans in towards me and says, "Eat it." Like I'm 5 years old. And I looked at him, I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And he was joking and starts laughing. I was like, how is that funny? How in the fuck is that funny? How in the fuck is an old ass white man getting in my face, raising his voice at me, telling me to eat my food like I'm a 5-year-old fucking child? How is that funny? And when I went the entire fuck off and asked him, "You don't ever do that to someone. What the fuck is wrong with you people?" And I didn't even curse at them. But I was like, "What is wrong with you, Patty? This is the Bob Evans in Reynoldsburg, right over by Kroger. How could you?" The first fucking words out of your mouth should have been, "How can I make this better for you?" What? Right! That's the place we go all the time, Joey. The 2 or 3 times I've been to Bob Evans in Reynoldsburg, that's the restaurant we went to. How do you get in somebody's face and scream at them to eat their fucking food? How does an old motherfucking white man in the middle of fucking Central Ohio get in a black woman's fucking face and scream at her to eat her food? This is so fucking unacceptable. I'm calling the corporate office. My daughter, of course, because somehow, some way, she didn't tell me her classmates, which are supposed to be in school, or somebody she knew was in the restaurant. We live in a small fucking town. So she's upset. And she's like, "Let's go. Let's just go." Because I asked them, I was like, "I don't want to pay for this." I was fucking traumatized. Do you hear me? Because they don't understand. They don't understand what it means when an old ass white person gets in your face and tries to tell you what the fuck to do. And that's why I try to tell people who are not black, who want to be allies, that you don't have an idea of the fucking PTSD, the take the P off the STD or whatever. You don't get in nobody's face and holler at them to eat their fucking food like they're a goddamn toddler. And you all just don't fucking know. I have been mistreated. You have to understand, I was a Black Student Union president in college. I have received death threats for my advocacy for black people my entire fucking life. So for somebody, some white man to get in my fucking face, I mean, he leaned in my personal fucking space and screamed at me to eat it. Who does that? I almost went to jail, y'all. I swear to God. My daughter thinks I didn't show any restraint. But I almost grabbed that motherfucker by his neck. I almost slapped him in his disrespect. I am almost 50 motherfucking years old. I almost slapped him in his motherfucking face. I've been married and divorced twice. Been through all kinds of shit with men. Had a motherfucker get in my fucking face and demand that I do any goddamn thing. I am fucking traumatized. I hate fucking people. I really fucking do. All I wanted to do was have a decent breakfast and go back home and get in a frame of mind to do my work. And this man got in my fucking face. And when I think about, a Sophia moment. So if I had gotten up and slapped the living motherfucking taste out of this cocksucker's mouth, then I'd have been wrong. How do you come to make a bad situation worse? The first fucking thing that should have come out of his mouth was, "How can I help you? How can I make this better for you?" But the thing is, I already told them, "No, I don't want any more food. I don't want you to make my eggs again. All I wanted to do was eat and leave and not come back. Now, what happened was and I'm going to tell you, we sat there, when I told you that they brought me eggs that I did not request, and I said I didn't ask for that, I'm just going to eat. But they walked away from the table, and they didn't leave a steak knife, and they didn't leave my drink, okay? And I said, I raised my voice, I said, it would be nice if I could have the rest of the things to eat my meal. It would be nice if I had a steak knife. It would be nice if I had my drink. Because they walked away and was standing at the counter chit-chatting and had not fulfilled my order. Other than that, all I did was a customer complaint. So when the old man came up to me, and that's exactly what I explained to my daughter. When he came up to me, he should have been like, I'm sorry. We'd like to pay for your meal. It was not the place to joke. You're never to play with people who are upset for any reason. You're supposed to ignore. That's the problem with motherfuckers today. But I'm the wrong bitch. They got the wrong person. You're supposed to say, I'm sorry. How can I make this better for you? That's what you're supposed to do. Anytime. I don't even give a good goddamn if the Postal Service loses my clients' packages. I ask them what I can do to make it better for them. I don't come. Yes, he was beat. They were, the black women that were waiting on me. I'm looking at them culturally like, y'all know better. Y'all know this ain't cool. Not to mention that when I started eating, the food was not hot. Okay? All they should have done was brought me what I asked for and left me the entire fuck alone. So when he comes and he leans into me and tells me, right, they're fucking with me, and says, eat it, eat your food. I'm like, my mama didn't talk to me like that. Bitch, who the fuck are you? My mama doesn't talk to me like that. So I didn't even started screaming until he got in my fucking face. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I didn't curse at him either. I said, what is wrong with you? Why would you do something like that to someone? I'm not 5. Why would you do that? And then the white couple next to me is like, she's overreacting. I'm like, no, I'm not. You didn't just see this man get in my face and tell me to eat my food like I was a child? And then he called me an asshole, the white man across the booth. And I was like, fuck you. That's when the cussing started. And then that's when my daughter was like, let's go. Let's just go. I won't eat there again. And for all the people talking about Waffle House this, Waffle House that, I have always been treated with respect. They have always served our food hot and been nice to us at our local Waffle House. But here I am for the fucking culture, fucking around with these antebellum I'm sorry, I froze. A call came in. And here I am for the culture. Let's not go to Waffle House. Let's not give them any of our money. But I overreacted. Okay. But I told my daughter, and I'll tell anybody who will fucking listen, I am almost a half century fucking old. I have an education. I am a law-abiding motherfucking citizen of this country. And I absolutely fucking refuse to be disrespected in that manner by anybody. For any fucking reason. And I will never stand for disrespect. I will never take that shit from anybody. You don't get in my motherfucking face and tell me to eat my food like I'm 5 fucking years old. And I want every single one of y'all to share this shit. Because the behavior that you are witnessing right now didn't occur until that bastard got in my face, the manager, an old fucking ass white man, screaming at me to eat my motherfucking food like I was 5 years old, and I lost it. Who does that? My daughter wants to know why I like working at home and why I like to live and be in my house and not be around these horrible fucking people. These motherfuckers have lost their minds, but nonetheless, I will die. I will motherfucking die before I let anybody treat me like that. I work too fucking hard for me to be treated like that in a public fucking place. I swear to God, I wanted to choke that bitch. Don't ever let nobody treat you like that. I'll go goddamn black, white, motherfucking indifferent. Don't you ever let anybody treat you like that. I'm never going to take that shit. I will die. I will die before I let a white man put his fucking finger in my face and tell me what the fuck to do.